Hey all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Taylor and this is my work from home setup in 2023. I am a software engineer and this setup I think meets all the criteria that I need to be productive at my job. So I want to take you guys on a tour and explain each thing that I'm using and how it makes me productive at what I do. By no means is this a substitute for training or courses or practicing, but I do want to take you guys through it, and maybe this will inspire your own setups or give you some ideas, or even you have feedback for me on this setup as well. I just want to say that this video is not sponsored, and I will have links to everything in the description below, but none of those links are affiliate links. They just take you to the products. No money is changing hands, and this video is completely funded by myself. So if that all sounds good, let's go ahead and get this setup tour started. The first item in the setup is the desk, and this is an IKEA Galant. I purchased this back in 2015, so it is fairly old now. I do like the white surface on it. It's just very bright. It looks good in any room, and it just kind of like brightens up the mood when working on this desk. I really like it. And it is very large. I can fit a lot of stuff on here. It sits upon a couple T-stands, so the desk is very symmetrical. The stands are not motorized, so this is not a standing desk. It is manual. You have to bust out an Allen wrench and loosen or tighten to raise or lower the desk, which whenever I do that, I typically have to take everything off of it because it would be too heavy to raise and lower with stuff on it. So I usually just set it at one height, and that's the height I go with. Under the desk, I have a couple Velcro strips that I have attached to a surge protector, and I just stuck it under the desk so that I can plug in my cables. It kind of cleans the cables up so they're not just hanging on the ground. It isn't the best cable management under here, but I haven't really invested in like a holder or anything. Nonetheless, I think it looks pretty clean under here. Nothing too crazy. I also have a APC UPS battery backup plus surge protector under here as well, which I have connected my light and my monitor to. So if the power ever goes out or power fluctuates or whatever, it's not gonna like damage any electronics that are connected to it, so it does protect those. Next is my monitor, which I use the Apple Studio display. It is a 27-inch 5K IPS screen display, and it is made by Apple. This screen is absolutely amazing. I really love it. It has built-in speakers, it has built-in webcam and microphones, so it really is the entire package in terms of coding and having meetings. You can really just kind of do it all on the screen. I especially like it because it only requires one cable to hook into my laptop, and it will charge my laptop. So I never have to worry about my laptop dying or anything. I can just set it down and plug it in, powers the monitor, powers the laptop. It is really great. It also has 3 USB-C ports on the back where I can connect some accessories to. Connected to the back of the monitor, I have my Rodecaster Pro for all my audio, and also I have an Ethernet adapter. This is pretty essential for a work from home setup so that I can take advantage of my full bandwidth, which is, I have a gigabit Ethernet, so having that full bandwidth available is very helpful in ensuring that I have smooth playback in meetings and my workflow. And we can't talk about the display without talking about what powers the display, and this is the 16-inch MacBook Pro M1 Max, and it has 32 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage. This Mac that you see here is actually my personal Mac, and typically I just use it for editing these videos. I do also have a work laptop that is the exact same spec as this laptop. So the way I tell them apart is one has a sticker and one does not, and that's the only way I'm able to tell apart the work and personal laptop without actually like turning it on. So it's a really powerful machine. It chews through code like crazy. Like, it is so blazing fast. I am so impressed with it. I also have a video of that too, which I'll link in the corner there if you're interested in that. The MacBook Pro sits atop a Ring Design M Stand 360. This is a very nice stand. It has like an angle to it, so if I want to just work off the stand, I can, or Typically, I have it in the setup here where it just sits next to the monitor and I'm able to use my laptop as like a second screen. And it's 360, so it will rotate around. For my mouse and keyboard setup, I typically use the MX Keys keyboard, but currently I am trying out the MX Mechanical keyboard. I haven't used this for very long, but so far I am liking it because I am used to the mechanical feel of keyboards. But I really am impressed with the MX series of keyboards. My MX Keys has excellent battery life. It is a full-size keyboard, so it has a numpad. The only thing that I don't really like about it is the keys feel a little mushy, but it is a fantastic keyboard. So I'm excited to try out the MX Mechanical. The Mechanical is mini, so it doesn't have that numpad, but the keys feel amazing, and I really hope that the battery life holds up well compared to the MX Keys. I also am using the MX Master 3 mouse, which there is an S version of this mouse that has quieter clicks. So mine has the louder clicks, but it really isn't distracting. I really don't notice it all that much, but it has all the features of the newer mouse. It has the same ergonomics, which this mouse just feels amazing. It grips in the hand really well. It has a bunch of buttons that you can customize. I have mine set to switch between desktops and see my open applications, all with just a swipe of the mouse. It also has a couple buttons on the side that you can customize for forward, back, or switching pages between code. And this scroll wheel is like no other scroll wheel I've ever used before. It has this thing called Smart Scroll, where if you apply enough torque to the scroll wheel, it will start to smooth scroll from a clicky scroll, so you can be scrolling through documentation, and once you start scrolling quickly, the smooth scroll kicks in, and it just feels so natural and so elegant. It's really hard to describe, and it's not really something that I can convey through a camera. You really have to try it out for yourself. There's always displays on Best Buy, so if you want to try that out, I encourage you to go ahead and stop by one of those stores and check it out in store because it's really amazing. It also gets excellent battery life. Along with that, I also use the Apple Magic Touchpad. I use this in combination with the mouse and keyboard. I find it really helps me navigate through web pages quickly or code quickly. With just my left hand, I can take it off my keyboard and browse with my left hand on this touchpad. It really is a game changer in terms of productivity, combining it with a keyboard and mouse, and I encourage you to try it out because it's pretty awesome. The keyboard and mouse sits atop a Corsair MM700. It is an RGB mouse mat, and it's very long, so I can put my keyboard and mouse, they both fit on there, so my keyboard doesn't slide around, and my mouse has a surface that's not the actual desktop surface to slide on. As for my audio setup, the star of the show is the Rodecaster Pro, which is an audio interface where you can connect multiple inputs, microphones, the works. It is very overkill, but it is such an incredible piece of hardware. I can control all my audio levels with a slider or a push of a button. It also supports multiple inputs, so I can connect a phone or another computer to the audio and hear it all through one source. And I have my Astro A40s connected to it for headphones. These headphones are super comfortable. I can wear them for long periods of time, and they sound really, really great. This is a gaming headset, and it works great for just everyday work. I also have an XLR microphone connected to this, which is the Blue Spark SL. It is a condenser mic, and it sounds super crisp. It is attached to a 38-inch Samsung mic arm, which is just a mic arm that I got from Best Buy. It works really well. It's really versatile, and I can move it around in front of my face wherever I am positioned. When I'm not using my headphones or my microphone, I am usually using my AirPods Pro 2. I use these just to pop in quick for meetings or one-on-ones, and they work great. They sound fantastic. They connect via Bluetooth, and I can just quickly pop them in. They have a microphone attached to, so I typically just use the microphone in those AirPods, and that's what I use when I'm not using my full Rodecaster Pro setup. For my video setup, I will either switch between the studio display's built-in webcam. If I'm doing like a quick meeting or a stand-up or whatever, I'll just use that. But if I'm in like a longer meeting, I will use my actual mirrorless camera, which is a Sony a7 IV. I'll mount that just behind the monitor with the tripod, and I will connect it to the laptop via the Elgato 4K cam link. As for my lighting setup, I am using an Aperture 300D Mark II and a Light Dome Mark II Lite. Here's what the camera looks like just straight out of the studio display, and I have my AirPods in, so my microphone and audio are all coming through here. And the good thing about the studio display is it has this center stage which moves my camera around, and it's also providing the blur effect that you see around my body. Here's my setup that I use for longer meetings. So I have the Sony a7 IV for the camera, and again, there's no blur in zoom. This is purely coming out of the Sony lens. I have my XLR microphone right here, just out of frame, and then my audio is connected to my Rodecaster so I can control all my channels, and this is what it looks like with the lighting, with the camera, with the microphone for longer meetings. And the chair that I use is the Serta Smart Layers Jennings. It is a very comfy chair, but I feel like it's not very good for my back because it's just too big. When I sit back in it, I'm pretty much just like slouching in it because it's so large, but it is very comfy. I really do plan to upgrade this chair soon to something that supports my back better and has better lumbar support. I also have a Apple MagSafe wireless charger sitting on my desk, so if I want to just slap my phone down, I can. And I have a plant, which just makes me happy. It's awesome. Everyone needs a plant. And that is my work from home setup. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned some new things. I'll have links to a lot of this stuff in the description below, so if you want to check out some of these for yourself, you can. I'd be interested in hearing your feedback. What do you think of the setup? Do you have any recommendations for me? If you liked the video, leave a like. If you want to see more videos, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.